Everyone told her to leave her marriage. Part 6. The Trap. Amara drove through the darkness. Her hands were trembling on the steering wheel. The message was still on her phone. If you want your husband alive, come alone. She didn't know who sent it. She didn't know whether Daniel was actually in danger. And she didn't know whom she could trust anymore. But she knew one thing. She had to find her husband. The address led her to an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. Amara parked her car. The place was completely silent. She stepped out. Daniel. No answer. She walked toward the entrance. Suddenly, the door opened. A man's voice came from inside. Come in. Amara froze. Who are you? Come in if you want to see your husband. She stepped inside. The door slammed behind her. The room. There was almost no light. Then a bulb came on. Amara gasped. Daniel was sitting on a chair. His hands were tied. His face was bruised. Daniel, she ran toward him. But before she could reach him, a man stepped out from the darkness. Amara recognized him. It was Victor. She stepped backward. Victor, he smiled. You came. Where's the person who sent me the message? Victor laughed. I did. Amara's heart dropped. You? Yes. Why? Victor walked closer. Because you were getting too close to the truth. Amara looked at Daniel. Did you do this to him? Victor shook his head. No. Then who? Victor pointed toward the other side of the room. A woman stepped out. Amara's blood ran cold. It was Daniel's mother. The woman behind everything. Amara stared at her. Ma. Daniel's mother looked at her calmly. You should have listened to everyone and left my son. Amara's voice shook. You planned all of this. She smiled. You were never supposed to discover the truth. Daniel struggled against the ropes. Amara, don't listen to her. His mother turned toward him. Be quiet. Then she looked at Amara. Your father left you something very valuable. The land. She nodded. That land is worth millions. Amara finally understood. This marriage was never about love. Daniel's mother said nothing. Amara looked at Daniel. Is that true? Daniel's eyes filled with tears. No, his mother interrupted. He was supposed to convince you to sell the land. Amara looked at Daniel again. Did you marry me because of my father's land? Daniel shook his head. Never. His mother laughed. He refused to cooperate, so we had to find another way. Amara's heart shattered. Another way? Victor stepped forward. We made everyone believe Daniel was cheating. Amara stared at him. You? Victor nodded. The late nights. The mysterious calls. The photographs. They were all staged? Yes. Amara couldn't believe it. You made me think my husband didn't love me. Daniel began crying. I want to tell you, but they threatened you. Amara turned to his mother. Why? She smiled. Because you were the only person standing between us and that land. The unexpected revelation. Suddenly, Daniel laughed. Everyone looked at him. His mother frowned. What is funny? Daniel lifted his head. You really thought I didn't have a plan? Victor's smile disappeared. Daniel looked at Amara. Remember when I told you to trust me? Amara nodded. Daniel smiled. I wasn't helpless. Victor immediately reached for his phone. What did you do? Daniel replied. Everything you just said has been recorded. Silence. Victor looked terrified. Daniel continued. And the police already have copies. Daniel's mother stepped backward. You're lying. Daniel smiled. No. Then suddenly, sirens. The sound grew louder outside. Victor ran toward the back door. But before he could escape, police officers stormed into the warehouse. Don't move. Victor dropped to his knees. Daniel's mother began screaming. No, this wasn't supposed to happen. Amara stood frozen. She looked at Daniel. Ow! Daniel smiled weakly. Linda helped me. Amara's eyes widened. Linda? Yes. She was working with me from the beginning. Amara couldn't believe it. But she told me to leave you. Daniel nodded. That was part of the plan. Amara began crying. You made me suffer just to protect me? Daniel looked at her. I thought it was the only way. Amara shook her head. No, Daniel. She walked toward him. You didn't have to protect me from the truth. She untied his hands. You should have trusted me enough to face it with you. Daniel looked into her eyes. And for the first time in months, he smiled. But then, just as the police were taking Victor away, one officer stopped. Sir. Daniel looked at him. We found something in Victor's car. What? The officer handed him a small envelope. Daniel opened it. His face immediately changed. Amara noticed. What is it? Daniel slowly looked at her. Then he whispered, "This changes everything." Amara took the envelope. Inside was an old photograph. A photograph of her father, standing beside Daniel's father. And written on the back were 5 words. The land was never yours. Amara's hands began shaking. She looked at Daniel. Then whose is it? Daniel stared at the photograph. That's what we need to find out. To be continued. Lesson from Part 6. Sometimes the people around you may create confusion because they want to control your decisions. But there is an important lesson. Never allow fear, pressure, gossip, or manipulation to determine the direction of your life. In marriage, communication is powerful. Daniel tried to protect Amara by hiding the truth, but his secrecy created the very suspicion he was trying to prevent. Love without communication can become confusing. And when something doesn't make sense, don't immediately believe the worst. Ask questions. Seek evidence. Talk to your partner. And make wise decisions. Because sometimes, the truth is hidden behind the very thing that looks like betrayal. Part 7. The land that was never hers. Coming next.